Hi everyone, my name is Mariah and I am your host for the 2025 Stash Challenge. Welcome to November. We just finished up our month of October for trying to knit up as many grams and yards from our stash that we can. If you are trucking along here with everybody, we have 2 more months left of 2025 for this stash challenge. And yes, we're going to be continuing into 2026. So not continuing the current stash challenge. This 2025 stash challenge will end, and starting January 1st, 2026, we will begin a new stash challenge. And so I wanted to talk a little bit more about that since I'm already starting the process of preparing for next year. And there may be some things that you want to start doing to prepare if you would like to challenge yourself along with the rest of us on for a stash challenge of 2026. So if you are new here and you have no idea again what I'm talking about, we've been doing this all year, but I do have an intro video for this year that I will link for you so you can take a look at that and see what's going on. You're still absolutely welcome to join into the stash challenge now for 2025. I'll happily add you to our spreadsheet. You can play around with that. It's probably not a bad idea to get comfortable with kind of what your process is going to be, and then take it a little bit more seriously in 2026 to compete or to challenge yourself to use as much of your stash yarn as possible. So I'll have more details for everyone. If you are interested in joining the Discord, that link is down here in the description box as well. I am going to do a few things differently this year to be a little bit more organized. I will say one of those things will be a Google sign-up sheet. So I will be sending that out. It's not ready right now, but I will be sending that out starting with the Discord server, my newsletter, and you'll also see a post about it show up on my Instagram, Mariah Knits. So if you want to get in on the stash challenge, you will be able to sign up there. It is not live yet, but that is one thing that's going to be different from last year. I also plan, well, I've already updated the spreadsheet. So I have a new spreadsheet, nice and shiny, handy dandy spreadsheet, ready to go for 2026. Well, not ready. We're probably still going to tweak some things. I'm trying to take ideas from people who have already participated in 2025 to see how we can improve. That's my goal every year, to improve a little bit and make it a smoother experience for everyone, including me. And I'm hoping to get more people joining us in the next year. So again, I hope you will join us in 2026, or if you want to see what this is all about, join us now. Totally fine. So we just finished up October, and for a lot of fiber people, you know what October means, and that means Rhinebeck. I was talking to my bestie, hi Amy, yesterday, and we don't know what happened to October. I was going through some of the videos for this vlog, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I did go to Hawk Mountain. Oh, that's right, I did go to another movie night doing crafts at the theater. October just flew away. It's just gone. But of course I can't have a video recapping October that included Rhinebeck and not talk about Rhinebeck. So we had a fantastic time at Rhinebeck, and if you've never gone, it's great. It is a lot. If you have gone before, then you know what I'm talking about. So we did have a lovely time, but I am proud of myself and to report that I actually did not buy any yarn. I did not go in. I did not go with the intent of not buying yarn. But I will say one thing that has kind of changed my mentality doing this stash challenge is really thinking about I'm buying as far as yarn and what I need, what I want, what I truly want. And it has helped me to not feel tempted or left out when there's a lot of yarn purchases going on. It is fun for me to be around other people who are purchasing yarn and enjoying that. So I kind of get that secondhand joy from them. But I've just been so excited noticing that my WIP pile is going down. I've got a couple of things to share that I finished. I've been finishing something almost every month, and I feel really close to kind of getting through all of my WIPs, whether it's finishing them or ripping them out. And almost I'm feeling this need to kind of start fresh and new and almost be cleansed for the new year. So that's been motivating me more and being excited about the yarn I have and how I want to. So I do have one bag of yarn that I've purchased or received for this year. And so I've kept that separate from the rest of my stash. And I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to proceed into the new year, but I'd really like to focus on using that yarn first. I'm thinking is what I want to do, because a lot of them were purchased with specific ideas in mind. And I would like to not forget why I bought that yarn, like everything else that I have. So I'm very excited about that. And that's not to say you shouldn't be buying yarn. That's not to say if you're participating in the stash challenge that you shouldn't be buying yarn. This is not a restriction on whatever it is that brings you joy. Part of the challenge here is to find the goals that work for you, find the challenges that work for you, and they don't have to be everyone else's. So I didn't buy any yarn, but I did buy some things, and I just thought I would share real quick a few of the things that I was really excited about that I purchased. So my big purchase that I wanted to get was actually this mug and a bowl for my husband. This is from Brown Bunny Pottery, and stood in line a long time to get what we're calling the crow mug. Turns out it is a raven, but that's fine. My husband loves corvids, really. So purchased that. That was the first thing I did on Saturday, pretty much. And Saturday, um, my goal, my desire for Rhinebeck, and really any of these fall festivals has been, or these fiber festivals, has been, I want to spend more time hanging out and knitting with people, enjoying where I am, and enjoying our crafts and not necessarily buying and shopping. That has been my goal personally. Again, that is not a statement on what anyone else's goals are. I really love to see everyone's joy, in whatever form that takes for them. So the thing we did this year is on Saturday, we created what I'm affectionately calling the blanket fort. So Saturday, we went straight to the hill with our blankets and set up camp. We put down 2 or 3 blankets. Everyone was sitting and hanging out, and that was kind of home base for the whole day. And we had a few people add their blankets to the blanket fort and hang out with us. And it was sort of, there was always somebody at the blanket fort, so we always had our spot. People were leaving the blanket fort and coming back. You could leave your things, so you didn't have to carry everything around with you. Go do what you needed to do, get what you needed to get, and then come back. We had a place to eat, and we, as you saw in the video, prime real estate for watching the ooey gooey sweater parade, and we were in the thick of it. So everyone seemed to really enjoy the blanket fort, and if you are going to Rhinebeck and you're curious and like to join in, you can come find us on the hill. We'll be the ones sitting on our blankets all day. I think this year we're going to back it up a little bit and go kind of be behind the hill, because we were just surrounded by people, and it was a lot. So we might give that a try next year, see how it goes. But everyone seemed to have a pretty good time. I know I did, and I'm perfectly happy just sitting on the blanket fort by myself. But I don't think that's going to happen. There were quite a few people that enjoyed that. But that was the first place I headed after we set up the blanket fort, was to get that pottery. Some other things that I purchased, we love going to the food tent, the food barn is what we call it. We usually hit that place up last. So on Saturday, I did, on our way out Saturday, not Sunday. We usually hit it up on Sunday. I got our holiday traditional head up. If you haven't had this, it is a red wine infused with fruits and spices. It's like a mulled wine. If you warm it up, it's really, really good. So we like to warm that up usually for either Thanksgiving or Christmas. I usually get one bottle, and it goes pretty fast. This year I got 3. So um, I'm hoping maybe to enjoy this a couple more times, not just on that specific day, because it's just a nice, warm, cozy drink. So I'm very excited about that. Also in the food tent, I did purchase some honey. This is an apple honey, and I did get a vanilla one as well. Also, my husband really likes honey. I will use honey every once in a while. I don't like a lot of very sweet things, so I don't eat a lot of honey. So that's mostly for him to enjoy. And then I think my favorite thing that I purchased are some wood spoons. A friend of mine wanted to go look at the wood spoons, and particularly this one, and I already forgot what it's called. But I was looking at this wood spoon, and I thought it would be great for my sourdough starter. But then my friend was purchasing this one, and so I bought both to see which would be better for my sourdough. And of course, it was the one that she was getting, because she knows what she's doing. So I got some very nice wood spoons that I use now, part of my sourdough starter routine. And if you're a sourdough person, if you know, you know. And then I think my last favorite place, so on Sunday that we went to at Rhinebeck, was, I love going to the bookstore on the fairgrounds. We also did check out, as you saw, the bookstore in Rhinebeck itself, which I very much enjoyed. But I did get 2 books at Rhinebeck. The first one is by Patty Lyons. This is her knitting bag of tricks. This is her workbook. I already have the knitting bag of tricks book. If you don't have that book, I highly, highly recommend it. And I've been eyeing the workbook, not sure if I needed it or not, but as a knitting instructor, I have some ideas on almost using this like a lesson plan, which is something she intended it for. So I'm kind of excited about that. I want to be Patty when I grow up. And also got to meet in person. I've met her in person one time before, but her book just came out. So this is No Fear Sock Knitting by Denise DeSantis. She has a fantastic YouTube channel. And I really I've learned a lot about sock making from her. She's who introduced the shadow wrap heel to me, and that is my favorite heel for a sock. So if you're interested in that, you should check out her video. But I was excited to get her book. I like her style of teaching, and she has demonstrated sort of different ways to get around some of the sock problems that you can sometimes see. So I was happy to get her book. But yeah, those are mostly the things I got. I think there was other stuff, but I don't remember. That was the important stuff. But Rhinebeck was great. One thing that I just wanted to uh, finalize here is my pattern for the head, shoulder, heels, and toes socks is out. I'm going to link that in the description box here. I had mentioned a few videos back that that would be ready by the end of the summer. We haven't made it to winter just yet, but I guess summer's over. We're in fall, so the pattern is done. And I am excited to share that. When I write patterns, and I don't have a lot of patterns right now, 2 are technically published that you can get on Ravelry. They're both sock patterns. There's another pattern that I wrote for Knitter's Day Out. There's a free version of that. But when I write stuff, it's mostly for teaching. So I don't tend to make a really big deal about them because I needed them for when I was teaching something. But I'm hoping to be better about publishing my patterns, making them available, and maybe making a bigger deal about them. I don't know. We'll see. But that is out. I'm going to link that down here. And because I had mentioned that in previous videos, I wanted to make sure I finalized that has happened. And then I do have 2 finished objects for the month of October. I think, is it in my video? This should be in my video. That I did finish my Rhinebeck sweater. So this is the Rays of Sun tee. This is by Paula Pereira. This is a t-shirt made with Magpie Nest Sport, colorway Twilight Days. I thought about wearing this for this video, but I'm cold. And I didn't feel like taking my sweatshirt off because I'm cozy right now. So I apologize for not putting it on, but I will say it fits amazingly. It came out just the way I wanted. I was very brave and did not make it too long, and it sat just where I wanted it to, especially for some of the pants and dresses that I want to wear it with. And if I make things too long, then a longer sweater sits in an awkward spot. So I am so happy with how this sweater came out, and very proud of that. And so that was about, 229 grams and over 800 yards of yarn used to make that baby. So happy about that. Stash yarn, all good stuff. And then my other finally finished project is the Kho'i kid hat by Ozuko Knits. I had taken a class with Ozuko Knits at Forever Yarn up in Doylestown to learn how to do Intarsia in the round, which is still really just Intarsia flat. But I am so proud of myself. I'm so happy with it. I still don't feel confident enough to even teach Intarsia. But I have completed a hat. This hat is for my child, and he approved it. And hopefully that will be keeping him warm this winter because he needs a new hat. So I used Hedgehog Fibers, Merino DK, that's the blue, called Ink, and then the orange is from Lolabean, and that is Fuji's The Score. That one was about 91 grams, and I used about 200 yards. So, okay. And then finally, my big breadwinner for getting through those grams and yards is a whip that I've been trying to focus on. And this is the Harvest Cardigan by Tin Can Knits. Woo, and she getting long. But this is for a sweet girl, my friend's little girl named Gretchen. And I am very excited to give this to her, but soon. I'm almost done. I think I've got 2 more button spots to do. One of the buttons will be in the hem. You don't have to put buttons on this cardigan, but I wanted to, and I'm just excited for this piece to keep her nice and cozy and warm this winter. But it's working up fast. I'm holding 2 strands of DK weight together and getting nice gauge, and that yarn is the Philia Fiber Company's colorway Be Still. All right, so we're moving along here. So finally, we're going to talk about the stash challenge, our top 10 for October. I'm very excited because the numbers are starting to go back up, and it's kind of fun to watch that. And one of the things that I'm hoping to work out for 2026 is to compare our numbers from 2025 to 2026. And yes, we'll hopefully have more people involved. Um, but I think it's interesting to see the numbers, how they change throughout the year, and now compare them from year to year. So for our stash challenge for our top 10 heavyweight lifters, here we are. I believe these are the heavyweight lifters, so it's the grams. I don't have that information written down, but I think there's just a couple of people who have been on the top 10 scoreboard every month. I'll probably announce that in December. Well, I guess in January. So I can show you the December numbers. So congratulations to our heavyweight lifters, our top 10 heavyweight lifters. And then for the long distance runners. And I think there are 2 or 3 people, I think 3, maybe 4, 3 or 4. There were more long distance runners who have been on the scoreboard every month. So congratulations. It's very impressive. Part of having the heavyweight lifters and the long distance runners was to give multiple people a chance to make it onto one of the scoreboards, because these numbers are astounding that people have worked up to. And then for our infograph, and you can see the numbers go up a little bit on the chart on the top. For our total grams used as a group, we've used up 191,964 grams of our stash. That's about 422 pounds. That is, I put this month's animal is the bottlenose dolphin, although that animal has quite a range in weight. So this is within the average, but it's quite a range. They get pretty big. And then for our yards, collectively, we have used up 383,835 yards, or 217 miles. So very impressive, everybody. Let's keep up the good work, see how much of our stash we can get through for the month of November. We are getting into potentially gift giving season for some people. If you are a gift maker, maybe consider using some stash. I am not typically a gift maker, so I encourage people to make things for themselves, or to spend this cozy time of year, enjoying your craft and not make it too stressful for yourself. But that being said, I will see you all next month.